Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yes, indeed, thumbs up for that. It is Thursday, and I have, boy, 2 appointments today. Yay! I got my 9 o'clock therapy appointment with my counselor slash therapist, not counselor. Well, kind of the same thing. Point being, I have the appointment for therapy at 9 o'clock, and then 11:30 I've got to talk to my med manager. So, thumbs up. It's a disruption. Yay, gotta love that, but life is life. At least some things are getting done. I still have to make some more phone calls because I've made some calls that no one's followed up on, so that's great. Joy. Still though, life is life. I am existing, and it's raining and dark. It's raining. There's so much rain here in the Pacific Northwest that is not even funny. And of course, thank you YouTube to front load the video. Hey, if you could toss me a like if you like what you hear and see, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't, that too would be very awesome. If you could interact with the algorithms and leave me a comment, I really enjoy them. I do my best to push through the executive dysfunction and answer as many as I can. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my patreon.com patrons here. These beautiful and awesome people help to keep me alive. I am disabled. I cannot work. I broke myself working as a nurse's aide. My back was bad beforehand. Afterward, it doesn't even work, so it's not good. So my thanks to each and every one of these people for helping me to survive. It is a very, very good thing and greatly appreciated. Yay, front loading of the video over. Of course, the links to the Patreon are in the show more if you'd like to become one. But still, that's up to you. It'd be nice, but anyway, though, still, it's raining, and oh my gosh, the flooding is bad. There is a lot of water here. We have creeks / rivers that run through town, and we have to have, some of them just go underneath in the tubes. Some of them are close enough to actual rivers that, you put a bridge over it because it's a big stream. It's big. You can't just put it into a tube and shunt it somewhere else. So if it's not a river, it's the closest thing to a river. Normally on this one bridge that runs through town, there is an area right next to a pizza place that you could go down a slope next to it, and then you could travel on the bank, and then you could go underneath the bridge, and there was a space that people would go, largely people that were homeless or had other issues that caused homelessness, like addiction issues, stuff like that. But the point being, you could do that. It was there. We've had a lot of flooding this year. When I was out walking last night, we have had so much rain coming through that the path to get down to there, when you're standing on the banks and you were underneath the bridge, you couldn't stand fully up, but you could stand underneath there, and if you leaned down or such, you could be comfortable underneath. And then there were some pipes that ran across that, tubes and wires went through. So it was like 4 feet, 4.5 feet, and then there's the pipes. Yeah, when I went walking there last night, the water is touching the bottom of the pipes. Which means there's about this much space before it's hitting the bridge. There is no space underneath there. The bank is buried. If it goes up any much more, it's going to be hitting the actual bridge. I don't know that the bridges and the banks will be able to take that. There's been a lot of erosion. Yay! Still, went walking last night, and it was, oddly enough, a dry period. In fact, there were stars out. It had been raining all day, dim and gray, and then I finally got up and went out and on my walkies, and it was nice and dry and semi-clear, and then when I got home, within an hour, it was raining again. So that actually worked out well. I don't mind the rain, but getting my feet wet, of course, that it gets your shoes wet, and they're really not made to take that sort of stuff, because just getting them wet on their own and letting them dry can, cause damage right there. But then when you're wearing and using them, the damage gets even more. So yay on that. Still though, it was very nice. It was a good walk. I did a walk, and it was a thumbs up. So Yay. Past that, not a whole lot happened. I played a lot more video games than I normally do. I'm starting to come out of this holiday season pile up that just drove me down into the depths of depression hell. So that's a very good thing. This morning I actually feel, even though it's really dark outside, I actually feel more awake than I usually do at this time. It is 7:55 a.m. There are times, in the past month and some where I haven't even felt awake and motivated enough to even start at this time. So I'm getting back into the groove of not being depressed, even with the sun doing what the sun does when it's behind clouds and there's rain. Now, of course, with all this rain, we're hoping that telephone poles and electrical stuff doesn't go toppling too much. We've had a lot of outages all through town. Don't want one here. Ooh, yay. Past that, though, not really doing much, just surviving, eating when I can, keeping my kitty cat, my hamster fed. I hadn't actually seen Ghost for well over 12 some odd hours this morning, and so I just dug up the inside of his cage, afraid, and he just, when I got deep enough, he just poked his head up and was like, whoa, what on earth is happening? So I quickly covered him back up, and he came out and talked to me. And when I say he talked to me, he just likes to come out, and then I let him run on my lap and my chest, and he's just a happy little rodent. And then I put him back into his little cage, and he went back into his nest after a time, and so he's sleeping and doing well. Amelia, she's eating, kind of. If I give her a can of tuna fish, over the space of a couple hours, she will largely eat most of it. But even that, she will not eat an entire thing of tuna no matter what. And if I move toward her plate, she still wants me to feed her lots of things, but she doesn't eat the things. If I put down any the cat food that she normally loves, she just licks up as much of the juice as she can, maybe munches on some of the solid bits, and then that's it. She's done. She's done. She's not going to eat any more of that. And then she'll wait 6, 8, 7 hours and not eat anything else. But if I give her the tuna, at least she eats almost the entire can of tuna. She is being slightly more active, so hopefully the tuna is helping to perk her back up. That would be good. I would enjoy that. I mean, I know it's inevitable. She's approaching 20 years old. So, and she's got spots on her that if I touch her, she growls. So, we shall see. But she's gone from only being on the ground now and just not moving for hours and hours and hours. She hops up onto my lap and then purrs as I pet her, and then stays up here for at least a little while before jumping back down. So she's feeling better. I don't know that she's actually getting better, but at least she's feeling better. And that's good. That's good. Past that, again, still just watching videos, trying to learn things, science and news, which again I resent because I don't really want to talk about current events unless I want to talk about current events. I hate talking about current events because current events happen. I want to talk about the things that I want to talk about without having to worry about current events. But current events are current events, so luckily there's horrible things happening, but nothing that really impinges so much that I actually want to talk about it. Politics are divisive. I've said this before because it's absolutely true. Everything is politics. For those people that say, I don't want politics in this, you're making a political statement. Everything is politics. When you deal with politics. When you deal with people, everything is politics. You can't just make that, it's politics, and that just means governance. No, because have you ever heard people talk about office politics? It's how people deal with people is politics. And making any sort of statement, I don't want this, I don't want politics in this, is you making a political statement. So I try not to get into the whole political stuff because it is so divisive. But I have also at the same time made no bones about, letting people know that I am not just, I used to be a Democrat, and then I became more just a leftist, and now I'm an absolute socialist. I'm extremely left-leaning, to the point that I think capitalism is a blight, and I would be happy seeing the entire system burn. But I don't want to talk about that sort of thing and talk about how I put it into the space of the world, because again, politics is divisive. Which, on a minor thing, I lost a subscriber yesterday. They left me a comment about how they had read my bio, found out that I smoked cannabis, and then left me a full paragraph about what a terrible, terrible person I was, and how disappointed they were in me, and how sad that they were that they had wasted their time ever watching my videos because I smoked cannabis, which I have talked about how I smoke cannabis and cannabis products for pain control and mobility all the time. I am an advocate for medicinal cannabis. If you have watched my videos and you don't know this, and you have to read my bio to find out, are you really watching the videos? So I wasn't all that sad to have lost this person. The comment was just abusive enough that I removed it, because I don't mind if you disagree with me violently. We do not have to agree on things, but if you're not abusive towards me or others, I'll let your comment stay. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like what I say. And if you're not abusive, that's fine. Of course I'll leave the comment up. I don't mind. But when you're abusive, goodbye. And that was just abusive enough. It went from, gosh, I'm disappointing, to, boy, are you a terrible person because. And again, it's a feeling of, what do people want? I was on a whole bunch of prescription medications, and if I had stayed on that, I would be wheelchair bound or bed bound right now. The only reason that I have any mobility at all, and I am losing my hands faster than I like. These hurt so much. I wouldn't even be able to use them in the slightest without cannabis. I would be bed bound. I had to use a walker to get around before I started using cannabis. Now I go out for 5-mile walks after I tank up on THC. I don't smoke the devil's lettuce because I feel anything from it. I smoke it because it works as a very effective pain control medication. I would be, as stated, bedbound, wheelchair bound, or worse. The only reason I can use my hands, and I am having to pop these knuckles every single day, every single day, several times an hour, just to keep things working without it hurting too much. And even at that, I will still feel like people have lit matches inside of my joints. Oh boy. Without cannabis, I would be unable to use my hands at all. So yeah, if you have to find out in my bio that I smoke medicinal cannabis, you're not watching my videos, because I talk about how good this stuff is a lot. And today I haven't really talked anything about my setting here, apparently. With the razor's edge and the whole inside, outside, the characters within, and what happens. I will say this real quick, because I have talked about the ending of one of my characters, Old Ray and the Speleodontus. I've mentioned Stovepipe Johnny, who has had quite the adventurous time on the razor's edge. Their life does not end poorly per se. They're aging older because of their extra-universal chromosomes. For every 70 years of chronological time, they age about 30 years. So they're coming close to their 210th birthday, edging up on 90. Stovepipe Johnny doesn't go out adventuring anymore. That's too dangerous. Had a bad scare about 10 years back. They were still adventuring. Had their whole pack on, weren't paying much attention. Took a bad slide, landed on their hip. Ended up lying there, afraid their hip was broken and wondering if they were going to die 3,000 kilometers out on the razor's edge. No one would be able to get there in time, if anyone could even make it to where he was. Finally, after a week of just letting things heal up, it was just a lot of skeletal muscle pain and no broken bone. But that was the end of his adventuring now. He's scrawny, edging up on, biologically 90. He's had an adventurous life, and it's a good thing. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank 20. I've only got about 6 or 7 people that have left me comments in the past 24 hours. That's not bad. Anything more than 0 is awesome. Thank you so much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I can't American Sign Language, with my depression, fibromyalgia, the THC use for the pain and mobility, which does affect your short-term memory, I do my best, but I am far from perfect. We have Harry Peter, thumbs up and thank you. R.I.P. Bob Saget, just the kitty and the hamster right now. Favel, thank you very much, and you have a very good day. Jocelyn Williams, hokey smokes. I hope things work out well. Snow is nice, but it sucks to live through. Ben B, greatly appreciated and good to see you. Haishi Alaya, thumbs up and thank you. We have Craig YAC, thumbs up and thank you. Pancake Cookie, greatly appreciated. Mountain Tea and a whole bunch of owls, thank you so very, very much and good to see you. We have Yuki Likes Hot Potatoes, thumbs up, and that is it. Actually, 10 people left me comments today. It is greatly appreciated. Get me out of my head and into the world, and ow. Oh, it hurts to pop, but it hurts so much more if I don't. And into the world and dealing with real people, and that is appreciated to know, and definitely a thumbs up. And hey, I don't know what device you're watching this on, so I don't know where the video description is, if you can even see one. If you're on like the PS4 and you're watching YouTube, I haven't figured out if you can even see any comments or make any. But inside of that description, there are links to all of my various channels. I have links to things like my Twitter, my Facebook, my Patreon, and again, I do want to thank each and every one of these beautiful and awesome people. Literally, they help to keep me alive. Prices have gone up, and disability goes up slow. So I am rapidly running out of the ability to feed and all that, myself and my pets. I don't know how long I should keep my hands up. I gotten lost, so hopefully I'm not too long, not too short, but thank you so very much, each and every one of you. I appreciate it, my cat appreciates it, my hamster appreciates it. Thumbs up and thank you. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, of course, I do have a PayPal link. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, there's that Amazon wishlist link that's got this cute little plushie on it. If someone could grab that, that'd be awesome. Of course, I do not expect you to. I do not feel obligated or entitled. So don't feel obligated to yourself. And if you cannot or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool and greatly appreciated. Of course, please seek creativity, positivity, and balance in your life. It helps. It really, really does. These are not the only things that you should shoot for, and if you can find a better set, that's good too. But this is a good set. And of course, Covfefe bug still raging, and those who aren't vaxxed dying by the thousands daily. Please, if you don't have to go out amongst the unvaxxed, unmasked mouth breathers, don't. If you do, wear your mask. Maintain your social distancing. Wash your hands often, especially since they seem to like drinking their own urine. Try not to touch your face. Get vaxxed. Drinking your own urine does not cure the Covfefe bug. Get a booster if you can. Do your best. Don't be dumb. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. We'll see you on the flip side. And I just lose faith in the human species a little bit more every single day.